There once was a man wandering through a remote mountain range, tucked away in the far reaches of China. After days without water, the man ran excitedly to the edge of a ravine, where he heard water rushing deep below. Upon examining the steep, deep embankment for a method of descent, he noticed something even more spectacular. Without his knowing, a beautiful woman stood no more than 10 feet behind him. Taken aback, he was pushed very near the edge of the cliff. Upon regaining his composure, he noticed the beautiful woman was wearing nothing but a long, flowing piece of silk, tied firmly to her midsection. The silk carried onward upon the ground, forming ripples across the dried land. The woman extended the far reaches of her silk to him as a token of goodwill. Not knowing what to expect, and not having time to compose his thoughts, the man obliged and clutched the silk with his dry, parched hand. In a single moment. Well, what is a moment, really? For all I know, it could have been 20 million moments. Or an instant, for that matter. The point is that, for him, it felt as though it happened in a single moment. So in a single moment, the woman kissed his cheek and threw herself over the edge of the ravine. His muscles clenched as the long silk began to flow, momentarily appearing to chase the woman to her fate. His fist locked as the silk strained, leaving the woman dangling below in purgatory. The man tried viciously to pull her back to safety, but his attempts were futile, given his weak and dehydrated state. Trading the silk from hand to hand for what must have been 20 million actual moments, the man was left to contemplate his fate. He could remain in place, holding the woman in her compromised state until they are both dead, or he could actively participate in her death due to a situation she created. We, like the hiker, often find ourselves in difficult situations within our personal relationships with others. Family, friends and loved ones can test our resolve by putting the silk in our hands, and we may test others with a bit of our own silk. What we find all too often is that the things holding us down aren't even people. They are just things in our lives that serve no constructive purpose. Change of any kind can be difficult, but when change requires great sacrifice, it can seem overwhelming. However, in certain instances, this seemingly overwhelming sacrifice may be the very thing that allows you to go on and live your life more fully. Don't allow yourself to be hindered or compromised by destructive things well out of your control, no matter how unsavory it may seem to let those things go.